German Prepper here. We have serious intel on the Russian-Ukraine conflict today. Firstly, a speech by the Russian President Putin, and then the Ukrainian reply. Whatever your feelings on this, guys, please put them aside and listen. Putin is a man who very often does what he says, quite unlike most of our own politicians, and I for one want an idea of where this war is heading. Right, here we go. This will take a few minutes, but I recommend you hear it all, even if for you personally it is simply a matter of knowing your enemy. Putin said this in his speech yesterday. Obviously, they were trying not only to hit the Russian economy harder, their aim was to sow discord and wreak havoc in our society, to discourage people. But they miscalculated. It didn't happen, and I'm sure it won't happen. He continues, the policy of our parliament is based on the will of the people of Russia, on the belief that we are on the right side of history, on the unquestionable determination of the vast majority of the country's citizens to defend Russia's national sovereignty and help our people in the Donbass. These are the bases of the politics of our state as a whole. Russia has managed to maintain economic stability. The West doesn't need Russia as a country. That's why it supported separatism and terrorism. The West's attempt to reverse the course of history are doomed to failure. The West is imposing on the world a model of total liberalism and a culture of cancellation, but this is impossible. Today we hear that we started the war in Donbass. No, this was started by the collective West, which organized and supported the non-institutional armed coup in Ukraine in 2014, and then encouraged and justified the genocide against the people of Donbass. The collective West is the direct instigator and perpetrator of what is happening today. If the West wanted to provoke a conflict in order to move to a new level of war with Russia, to a new level of containment of our country, then we can say that it succeeded. The war has been unleashed. The sanctions have been imposed. Today we hear that they want to defeat us on the battlefield. What can anyone say? Let them try. We have heard many times that the West wants to fight us to the last in Ukraine. This is a tragedy for the Ukrainian people, but everything shows that we are heading there. Everyone should know that we have not yet started in earnest in Ukraine. At the same time, we do not reject peace talks, but those who reject them now should know that the further they go, the more difficult it will be for them to negotiate with us. A very interesting speech there, guys. Now, while I do not agree with invading another country and the atrocity that is war, he is making some points that we should take note of. Now, the advisor to the head of the Ukrainian president's office has replied with this statement. There is no collective West plan, only a specific Z army which entered sovereign Ukraine, shelling cities and killing civilians. Everything else is a primitive propaganda. That's why Mr. Putin's mantra of the war to the last Ukrainian is yet another proof of deliberate Russian genocide. So guys, there you have it. In the midst of the most brutal, all-consuming of wars in Ukraine, we see no signs of either side honestly looking for peace, no side able to back down from its full ambitions, and no hope of the war ending without the total defeat of one side or the other. I could go on for hours with commentary on all the points made by both sides. To summarise, I think in truth both sides are partially right, and as always the truth of it lies somewhere in the middle. Decide for yourselves, but don't expect others to take a side. I for one will not. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section, guys, and please keep prepping. Cheers for now.